What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got the Beast, William Bibbiani, taking on new oncoming rookie, James White. James is definitely going to look to take out one of the heavy favorites in this tournament, but I got to go with the Beast on this one. I think this might be a little bit too much for James to overcome, but we've seen crazier things in the Schmoedown, so can't definitely count out James. But I got the Beast taking him down in this one, but it should be a great match, so let's get it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the movie trivia Schmoedown, the singles tournament, round number 1. It keeps on moving. And joining me as always, Molly the dog and her pet, Mark Ellis.
That's right, I am her dog stepfather, Christian, and when you talk about tournament matchups, this is what you crave. This is the style we want. You got a newbie coming in versus a seasoned veteran. You have James White, who soared like an Oriole in his first match. Orioles, a bird known for their fearless flying techniques, but now, Christian, he's trying to escape the jaws of the big, bad Beast, who is looking to huff, puff, and maybe blow a house down.
It's a big story between both of them, because if you look, James White, we talked about it on his play-in match against Frank Moran. He was very highly touted. Robert Meyer Burnett picked him up as a second pick overall in the Droogs. He was traded for Brandon Hanna to the Den, and there was a lot of pressure on him. And, you know, he'll tell you himself, he didn't have the best game against Frank Moran, but what he showed was that he could stay in there. A lot of people, rookies, veterans, they have a kind of rough first and even kind of second round like he did, and they give up. He didn't do that. He stuck in there. He stuck through. He hit all 3 of his final questions, and he stayed in the pocket and wound up winning the match, because he wanted to show that even though it might not have been his best game, he's not a quitter. And he showed that. He proved that to a lot of people in that first match.
He showed a lot of stick-to-itiveness, Christian, and let's give Frank Moran some credit. He played a nice game, and James was still able to topple him in the final seconds. But when you talk about that debut and how auspicious it might have been for the fortitude, the intestinal desire to reach down deep in your gut and pull out a W, compare that with how we met William Bibbiani in the movie trivia Schmoedown, one of the greatest horses we've ever seen. We didn't think he was ever going to lose a match.
Well, yeah, and William he followed up that debut against Andreyko, and again, he will tell you, he didn't have the best sophomore season, but he did a lot following that. The free-for-all, I think, back in free-for-all 2, even, when he started to stay in there, play the game, understand it better, focus more on the personality of what William Bibbiani was all about, and as a knowledgeable, just overall fun guy, he started to embrace the game, and you saw that. He won the championship back in that same season, and then he followed it up with another free-for-all performance, and last year, because he's not had great tournaments in the past, when's he going to fill that potential? He did it in more. He won the team's tournament, and he made it to the finals against Ben Bateman last year, so his tournament play has been exceptional last season. Can he follow it up and do it again against the rookie this season in round 1? We're going to find out.
He's a well-rested Beast for sure. He's going up against James White, who's got to feel a lot of momentum, Christian. I know he wasn't proud of his own performance, but anytime you get a W, doesn't matter if you blow them out of the water like William Bibbiani's done, or if you squeak by in the last minute like James White did. What is it? At the end of the day, a W for both, and now they're matched up here. They're ready to go. I think they're both feeling confident, but I won't put words in their mouth. Are you going to?
No, I'm just going to let Nerd Chronic do it for you. Here we go.
People ask me, Mr. Beast, what have you been doing during quarantine? And to them I say, hanging out with my cats!
Spider-Cat, do you know who's back? William the Beast Bibbiani is back. That's who's back.
William Bibbiani on a all-time legendary role.
Well, you look at that performance, you look at the free-for-all, Mark, this guy's tough to beat.
January is far too long for the Beast. Today is perhaps the day. Bibbs plays a perfect game.
Oh, hey, Schmoedown fans. Oh, the dead mother getting out of the shower? Well, I'll tell you what. We're playing dirty.
Kate, you got it backwards. See, you take the shower afterward. But it doesn't matter. Look, I'm not here to play dirty. We discussed this. I'm here to play well.
I performed really poorly in round one. That's a fact.
And I'll be the first to admit that I didn't play as well as I'm capable of in that first match against Frank. But you know what? We got the win. And that's what matters. And I proved that day that it's not about how you start, but it's how you finish.
To be able to run through round three and pull this out, and it just feels amazing, especially to get points for my faction.
Sergio, strengths, stealing people food. Captain Scorsese, and naps. Luca, strengths, stealing people food. Captain Bigelow, and chops. Okay, Sergio, James White looks like a really tough opponent. What do you think I should do? Interesting.
Whatever you think James White can do, he can do better than that. Bibbiani, we're coming for you. We're going to play dirty.
Right now I know James White is a categorically formidable opponent. Unfortunately for the pen, Bibbs is far more clever. Of course, there's always the possibility he lives. And yes, James White is a friend. But I just don't see that happening now.
Hey, Luca, what's the first movie Alfred Hitchcock made after Psycho? Yes, it is The Birds. Here's one now.
Now I'm facing William Bibbiani, an absolute legend of this game. But a good wizard studies his fantastic beasts. And that's what I've been doing.
What was the film that earned David Lynch his third Academy Award nomination for Best Director? It was Mulholland Drive.
This match, today, right now, will go down in history. And I can confidently say, without pause, that you'll remember this match forever.
Now, I can just figure out how to make a wand.
I think you're a formidable opponent. James White, I think you're going to make this a fun game. But James White, how many cats have you studied with? I had two.
As we see, Beast is approaching it fun, like he has been over the last couple seasons. James White taking a little bit more serious. He's got something to prove. If he beats William Bibbiani in the first round, then wait a minute. What is the wizard all about? Because like we said, he pulled out the magic last time. Can he do it again? What's the spell this match? We're going to find out if he can do it. Or is the beast just going to be way too much for the brand new rookie? And the other thing that we are going to have is the two, well, in this case, three men for both the Den and the Quirky Mercs. It's been a fight. The Quirky Mercs are starting to make some moves, but they really would need this one, where they had the kid win their first round. He won his first round, squeaked on by Alonzo Duralde, but nonetheless picked up some points. Can he do it? Can Beast do it here? Because and obviously we talked about the Perry. They're moving right now. They're moving right now, and they need William Bibbiani to get 3 more points if they want to keep getting closer and closer. Because that's what they banked on.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, Christian. I know that the Den is probably their own harshest critics when it comes to managerial style, as we've seen earlier this season back in studio matches in the before times. But I think that they've remained pretty great and consistent as far as their approach. With Coy Jandreau running the Quirky Mercs, this feels like he was already starting it good, and he has gotten better and better as a manager to where he's trying to make a run in this tournament, not just for his faction and for his beloved competitors, but maybe possibly Christian down the road. Manager of the year.
Well, we're going to find out. We'll see. I tell you, Grace will probably have something to say about that as we bring in both Coy Jandreau, Kate, and Grace. All right, let's start with you, Coy. You are coming off of one of the biggest upsets in movie trivia Schmoedown history with Perry Nemiroff defeating Mike Kalinowski in the first round. Really big match. Obviously, the kid picking up some points. And now you have one of your aces in there. How important is this match today against James White?
This is huge. This is what we've been waiting for. Obviously, this is what Bibbs has been waiting for since January. So this is a huge match for the faction, for an individual competitor, and huge for me because I'm feeling the momentum. I'm feeling the excitement. I know what this can turn into. So I feel more connected to my players than I have all season because there's so much going on. This tournament stacks on stacks. So I feel ready to take the win, and I'm honored to be mentioned in Modi. Manager of the Year feels real good. I'm gunning for it. But I love my team. I'm just really excited to see them happy.
All right, Christian just kind of threw me under the bus there, assuming that you and I would have some sort of back and forth because I dared say somebody else might be Manager of the Year. As far as I know, our relationship has always been fairly cordial, but I do have to ask you, if you and Kate are sitting there, God willing, we're all there together at the next awards ceremony, and it's not the Den that wins Manager of the Year, what's that going to feel like?
I mean, I've always been of the mindset that I'm more interested in how my team is doing. I'm more interested in our rankings and how we're doing. As you always know, I'm behind the scenes playing Puppet Master, so that's always been my approach. I'm more worried about that than some cardboard pie slice that I can hang on my wall. And you know, Mark, you're correct. We've always had a great relationship because you're not a complete jerk, and so that's what I've always appreciated about you. But I find it so cute. I love seeing the quirky Merkins and their adorable little Boy Scout joy thinking about winning an award. It's very heartwarming.
I don't think that's very nice.
I don't know who she was talking about, Christian.
I would assume Dagnino. Kate, so you have a big match here. You obviously, James White traded for him. Had you on the edge of your seat in that play-in match. What has the training been like? What's it been like, preparing for Bibbiani?
Okay, first of all, we told James, we said, James, trick him in that first match, okay? Just, sort of make it seem like, oh, we're nervous, it's our first match ever. So we played you all, and you're gonna see that today, that was a ploy. Also, I don't know if Bibbiani remembers because it's been so long since he's played a match, but it's actually, the rules have changed, and it's the more questions you get wrong, you win.
I like that.
Don't believe that's what I'm going to be reading in just a minute, Christian. I think that a lot of fans are probably going to take that as Bible, and I just am here to tell you, I don't believe we're changing that rule for. Well, we'll get more information.
It's like golf, right? The less points. I've been going like that's how I played with Tim Franco. We were okay. Good.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to remind him that's how it's done. Also, James, I brought something from my fanny pack for you. It's a picture of Richard Attenborough's knighting ceremony. I'm gonna just tape it on the microphone as a reminder that sometimes Bibbs is wrong.
Sometimes it's true. Sometimes true. All right, well, look, it's a big match for both of you guys. Good luck. I don't know what that is, but good luck, Kate. We're gonna put you all in the waiting room here. Thank God to all of us. Thank you, Kate.
That's it. Nice.
All right. Are you ready?
Christian, we have a wizard, we have a beast, we have fantastic beasts. If you give me those two things and you tell me Newt Scamander's nowhere to be seen, I'm coming.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first, representing the Den, with a record of 1 win, no defeats, he is James the Wizard White. James the Wizard White. James, look, man, we talked about it in your last match. You weren't happy with your performance against Frank, but you stood in there, you fought it out, and we said it. You couldn't have that kind of performance against Bibbiani. What has changed in the preparation going from that match to this?
I think I feel more confident, after playing my first match. My preparation's still been the same, just studying, cramming as much as I can into the spring. But yeah, I wasn't pleased with my performance in that first match, and I just have to come out and show that was a fluke and it's not the norm.
Yeah, James, as a fellow fan of sport that I know you are, I'm going to take you back to William Bibbiani's debut match. I'm sure you were watching. What were you thinking about the Beast then, and what do you think about the Beast now that you're going to be seeing him across from you?
Well, I thought what I think of him now back then, he's an absolute beast, unintended. He knows everything there is to know about movies. So yeah, he's a legend of this game, and it's an honor for me to be going up against him to face off against somebody of his caliber this early in my Schmoedown career. It really will put me up to a test and see where I measure up and see where I need to improve on, or see if I can get this win and keep going in this tournament.
All right, well, thank you, James. We're going to put you in the waiting room here as we await the Beast. And his opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 10 wins, 8 defeats, and 4 knockouts. He is the 2019 Ultimate Schmoedown Teams Tournament winner, the Ultimate Schmoedown 2020 Singles finalist, and the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown Champion of the World, William the Beast
Guy. Oh, thank you so much for joining me on this epic adventure, Luca. Yeah, you got any last minute advice for me? Snacks? Later, buddy. Thanks for blessing me with your call.
Do you think that maybe he would be referring to James White as a snack for you?
Ooh, Luca, do you wanna have some James White snacks? No, you just want some tuna. You just want some tuna, but that's okay. We all have our strengths.
Well,
Lucas,
William,
let's do it.
it's a pleasure to have you back.
Thank you so much, Christian.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh,
I know how much you love the game, and I know how much that you've been missing the game.
Very much.
We haven't seen you perform in a pro match since January in New York.
Yeah.
And Merle, and it was. I know that you were not. Obviously, it didn't land your way, but I know you. Oh, yeah, well, we'll play soon, and then COVID happens. That doesn't happen, and here we are. So, A, how do you feel about getting back in there? And B, how do you feel about going in against rookie James White?
Look, I am just as potent as I have ever been. I have been studying a lot in the off season, or my off season. Everyone else got to play. But if you've been listening to my podcast over Critically Acclaimed, you know that I have been shoring up some holes in my film knowledge. I have been watching tons of movies every single week. I've been doing research. I have been trying to make sure I don't have any weaknesses on the wheel anymore. And of course, I have been hanging out with these cats. Thank you so much.
I was going to ask you about that. I was a big fan of Luca's work back when Nick Bakay was doing Luca's voice. How would you describe your game in terms of Luca qualities? We've heard cats can be man's second best friend, or they can just be cold, emotionless creatures. So how is Luca going to help you win today's match?
Well, let me just say this. As a coach, he's perfect.
It's very Bond villain, Christian.
Yes. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, I can't lose with this guy. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, he likes to pet me too. He likes to pet my beard. So adorable. Anyway, James White, I saw his first match, and I think he's great, and I can't wait to play him. And, if I didn't think I could win, I wouldn't be here. So I'm going to try my best. But, you take everyone seriously, and, he could really kick butt. So I have got my stratagems. I have got my catagems. And I'm ready to go. Luca, you ready to let me do this? You're not allowed to be in the room when I play. Okay, I'm going to put you down.
All right,
I'm going to put him down.
All right, we're going to put you guys both in the room as we start to go. William is putting Luca away. And then we...
Where does Luca go?
I don't know. Should probably wherever...
Well, what's behind it? It looks like there's a little bit of magic, maybe a portal to another dimension behind those doors.
All right, so our competitors have made it to the virtual battlefield here, Mark, and they are ready to go. Can you tell us the rules of round number 1 as we remind the managers, please, during round 1, keep your hands up at all times so we can see them. Thank you. All right.
You gonna do the rules or am I gonna do the rules?
Sorry, Billy.
Take my job. Okay, look, first of all, yes, despite what your managers may have informed you as, the most point total at the end of this match is the point total that's going to win and advance in the tournament. Having said that, in round number 1, you're going to hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of Movie Trivia Schmoedown know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, at least not in round number 1. As soon as we ask a question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever utensil you have handy on whatever writing surface you prefer. As soon as we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to the camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor you have 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. Not sure you heard a question right. You want to buy yourself some time? Use the JTE rule. Don't worry, he also owns an adorable puppy. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the 3-round match. You may initiate the challenge as the competitor, but your managers will have to come in and ratify the decision for it to pass. Christian, I think they're ready. I think they're primed, and the animals have been relegated to background cheerleaders.
All right, we start with William Bibbiani. Are you ready?
Growl, growl.
And James, are you ready?
Let's do it.
And let's get ready to Schmoedown! Round number 1, question number 1, and that falls in the realm of action adventure. Adventure, here we go. Patrick Swayze plays the tough as nails character known as Dalton in which 1980s film?
Oh, boy. You know,
The 1880s one.
no, you gotta make sure that you're in the right decade, the right century, the right millennium in this here show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and William?
Roadhouse.
Yes. James?
Roadhouse.
Correct. All right, next question.
Roadhouse. Famous movie that I was watching at a compromising moment, caught on camera by the Movie Trivia Schmoedown faithful.
Nice and embarrassing.
Your next question is in the world of crime movies, and no crimes were committed that night. Your question: who plays highly unprofessional FBI agent Richie DeMasso in American Hustle? You know, I might have to see that movie again, Christian. I remember thinking it was going to be really good, and then you were really sour on it, so then it might have tainted my... I don't even remember what happens in the
I
movie.
didn't love it. 5,
It's not good.
4, 3,
Bradley Cooper?
2, 1. Pens down. James?
Bradley Cooper.
Yes. William?
Bradley Cooper.
Again. All right, next question. Next question. Dramas. In what 1991 drama does New Orleans DA Jim Garrison discover that there's more to the Kennedy assassination than the official story?
Ooh, and boy, is
JFK.
that...
Yeah, I know
How
you
much time do I have?
watched all of them. I know. Not enough. You probably have to let Jesse
So
control.
anyway, here's what happened that day. In
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please, and William.
Back and to the left, JFK.
Yes. James?
JFK.
3, 3. Next question, Marcus Aurelius Ellis.
Yeah, they changed the route the morning of. Are you kidding me? Your question. In new releases, who plays driver Ken Miles in the film Ford v. Ferrari? Might be Ford versus Ferrari. I think our writers might have been getting a little Batman v Superman.
I think
No, it's Ford v Ferrari.
I think it is.
Why is everybody saying V now? It's versus.
It is versus. V you only supposed to use if it's a court case.
4,
So it's Batman suing
3,
Superman.
1.
Christian
Pens
Bale?
down, please. Pens down, and James.
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yes.
Beast.
Christian Bale.
Sorry, William Beast. Next question. Fantasy/sci-fi. Which actress plays the fairy godmother in 2015's Cinderella?
I do appreciate William Bibbiani writing so fast so that at the end of the question he can chime in on our banter.
It's good banter.
Only because of you.
5, 4, 3.
Meryl
To repeat
Streep.
the question.
First one. Which actress plays the fairy godmother in 2015's Cinderella? It's James White's first of 3.
Hey,
Ashley
it's
Merrill
smart usage
Streep.
of the JT rule, Christian. These kind of questions have stumped competitors ever since the dawn of the Schmoedown.
5,
You didn't get it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I got it. And starting with William.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yes. James.
Helena Bonham Carter.
He had it. That worked out. You were right, Mark. He used JT smart and gets himself the point. So we have 5-5 as we get to question 6.
And you can tell he's smart. Look at that hat. Your next question is in the category, get ready, William, comedies.
Thank you.
I'll take it. Which actress stars with a cast of puppets in the R-rated comedy The Happy Time Murders?
I liked 15 minutes of this movie.
I had a few guts busted during this
Melissa
movie.
I did too. It's hard to say. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and James.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes. William?
Melissa McCarthy.
Tie game here as we keep on moving to our next question. This is number 7, horror/thriller. -1 point for William Bibbiani as we move.
That's not binding.
What horror franchise involves a ghostly girl named Samara Morgan who is seen in a cursed tape?
So, Christian, they get this one and the next one right. We're looking at 2 perfect rounds for these fellas.
Correct. 5,
The
4,
Ring.
3, 2, 1. Down. Pens down, hands up. Pens down, hands up. And William.
The Ring, but specifically the American version, because her name is different than the Japanese version.
And James.
Yeah, I just said The Ring.
The ring is fine.
Didn't want that challenged.
That's all right. The ring is fine. So we will now get to our next question. It is 7-7 as question number 8.
That's right, gentlemen. This one, if you get it right, you're going to be asked a bonus question that is also worth a point. Same rules, no stealing, no points for missing that question. Or this question, in the world of animated movies, drawn by hand, computer, what have you. The question, name the 2013 animated film in which a caveman family must trek through an unfamiliar, fantastical world with the help of an inventive boy.
So we are seeing James White already having a better round than he did in the last match.
And he needs it, and he knew he needed it going in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and James for the perfect round.
The Croods.
Yes, William.
The Croods.
Double perfect game so far. So now we look.
Dewberry.
Now we look for the bonus question. So because you both got perfect rounds, you are going to write it down the same way we have been for the previous 8 questions. Here is the question. William, are you ready?
Yeah.
And James, are you ready? All right. What family comedy has the following tagline? She makes dinner, she does windows, she reads bedtime stories. She's a blessing in disguise.
Sounds kind of like, no.
Don't say anything, Marty.
Don't say
No part of that
Don't.
sounds like me. No. I don't even clean windows.
5, 4,
Mary
3,
Poppins?
2, 1. Pens down, and William?
Oh, wait.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes.
Doubtfire.
And James?
No, I had anything.
All right, so William gets the 9 points. James misses there, and we see ourselves with a 9-8, still 1-point game as we get to round number 2. Mark, how's that go?
Round number 2 is the wheel round, Christian. So competitors get a spin at our wheel. We don't have 2 wheels to bring to their houses, so we have a virtual wheel that will be spun by your mind. Once you settle on a category, you're going to have 4 questions in that genre of movie trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for mixing a question. However, stealing, that's available in round number 2 only. So if you miss a question or you don't think you know the answer, maybe you should ask us for multiple choice. Give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1. Should you use multiple choice or not use multiple choice, miss the question, then it can be stolen by your opponent. All right, Christian, so they were tied going into the bonus round, but now William Bibbiani enjoys a 1-point lead, which means he has the decision to make with his manager whether he wants to spin the wheel first or defer to his Orioles opponent.
All right, we're going to remove both James and Kate out. Corey, you got 60 seconds to talk to William starting now.
Oh my God, Clay, what do I do?
Congratulations on the extra point. That feels good. The choice, I believe in momentum, so I love that you're 1 point ahead. I tend to go, we lean into that and spin, but there is merit if you don't feel as confident in those wheel slices, knocking one out by letting him go in. How do you feel about his choices on the wheel?
Look, there's a lot of stuff I'm really confident on that wheel. There's nothing I feel like, oh god, I'm so screwed or whatever. But personally, I think it's probably wise to let him go first, and that way I have a better sense of what all my options are. And yeah, let's let him play from behind. I think so. I think, and you tell me, you're the manager. We should let him spin first.
I like the idea of eliminating a little bit and getting some headspace. It's just a matter of momentum or that, so let's go tactical, and I always support you, whatever choice you make. Meow, meow.
Growl, Coy, I love you. Thank you so much for being my manager. You're a really good manager.
I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, right, that's good. All right, Coy, hi.
So James will be going first. Okay, we're moving. Long road, but we got there. And now here is James, and with Kate, 60 seconds to discuss. Starting now.
James, you're murdering. Do you hear cops knocking on your door? Because you're out here murdering this game, okay? I'm so proud of you, buddy. You're doing great. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Wish I could have got that bonus point, but it's only a 1-point difference.
I'll tell you what,
It's been something good.
I was offended by that tagline. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Anyway, okay, yeah, let's spin this baby.
Let's spin this wheel and get something good.
No whammies, no whammies.
Here it is. Here is the spin.
A popular gift, Denzel Washington on that wheel, Christian.
Oh, looks like the 1990s.
How you feel?
60 seconds.
I feel good with the 90s.
I know you probably feel better about other things, but you probably feel worse about what.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel better with a couple other slices, but there's maybe one or two that I don't want to land on. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking 90s would be.
I say stay, because
Okay,
I'm telling
yeah.
you, it's a numbers game at this point. If there's 4 things on there you don't want to spin, and there's a couple that you could deal with, I say let's stay.
Yeah, let's stick with the 90s.
And don't
All right.
forget,
Gonna stick with the 90s. All right, so then we're gonna move.
sometimes he's wrong.
All right, move Kate out of here. Bring William back. All right, James, you're gonna get, 4 questions in the realm of the 1990s. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Which 1998 film portrays the irreverent adventures of Raoul Duke, based off the writings of Hunter S. Thompson?
Multiple.
Multiple choice.
A. Leaving Las Vegas. B. Where the Buffalo Roam. C. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. D. The Rum Diaries.
Where the buffalo roam? I think it's B.
D. The Rum Diaries.
It's incorrect, William. The question is, what 1998 film portrays the irreverent adventures of Raoul Duke based off the writings of Hunter S. Thompson? Is it A. Leaving Las Vegas? B. Where the Buffalo Roam? C. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Or D. The Rum Diaries?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Correct for 1 point. William Bibbiani dealing there. All right. Here you go. Question 2. In 1996 is The Preacher's Wife. Which which Academy Award-winning
Denzel
actor played the
Washington.
witty and debonair Angel Dudley?
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
2 points. All right, here you go. Next question. Which actress plays Teresa Osborne, a former reporter and researcher for the Chicago Tribune in Message in a Bottle?
Robin Wright Penn. Robin Wright Penn.
Multiple choice.
Is it A. Leah Thompson, B. Sally Field, C. Susan Sarandon, D. Robin Wright?
Robin Wright.
Can I have the options again?
Yes, you can. Once. A. Leah Thompson, B. Sally Field, C. Susan Sarandon, D. Robin Wright? Five, 4, 3.
Robin Wright.
For 1 point, that's correct. All right. Last question here. Here it is. All right. In 1995-7, Detective Mills commits the last of the 7 deadly sins at the end of the film. What is that sin? Correct for 2 points.
Ow!
Way to go! That's nice. So James sees himself with a 3-point lead, and we're going to remove James here. And now we will bring back Coy. Coy, 60 seconds to talk to William starting now.
Hi, Coy. Hi. I feel very good about all these real slices for you, so my only point would be to make sure to go slow and steady. If you feel any hesitation, then I'd use the JTE because we want to get these 2 points if possible. And if not, I liked his multiple choice tactic. I don't feel we'll need that, but just in case, you're in a good position now going into round 3. We might want to save a little for round 3, but go with your gut. I feel really confident. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for reminding me, Coy. You know, the adrenaline keeps pumping up, and you just want to soldier on, and some thoughtful strategy really, really helps. As I always say, play it coy.
All right,
So, let me know if there's anything, sorry, Christian, if there's anything you're specifically feeling after this first wheel hit, like let's actually talk this through, let's use
Yeah,
the 60 seconds.
All right. All right, here we go. Here's the actual wheel, and let's spin it.
Man, we know William knows how to play the game, Christian, so I don't know if it's just window dressing, but this Coy kid knows how to talk to people.
Yeah, so far so good with this relationship. Action adventure, 60 seconds to decide, starting now.
I actually feel pretty good about action adventure. It's a general category, but, you know, I love the genre, and there's a couple other things on here that are super specific, so what do you think?
I think general is going to be a slightly different difficulty level than specificity. So if there's any of these, if there's a bunch of these that are super specific that you feel more confident in, I'd say we shoot for them. But I think your general knowledge is outstanding. So if you're feeling confident, I say we go for it.
Yeah, I feel better in my general knowledge than I do in some of these specific ones. Let's go with it.
Yeah, let's not go with like what color car did Denzel have and blah blah blah. Let's do it.
Okay,
great. Let's do it.
Let's remove Coy, and let's bring these two gentlemen back. All right, William, you're going to get 4 questions in the realm of action adventure.
Okay.
Mark?
All right, William, your first question of 4. What color car did Denzel Washington have in Deja Vu? No, that's not a little joke. Your question, your real question, for 2 points. Who plays the exotic dancer Corey in the film The Last Boy Scout?
Holly Berry.
2 points for William.
Okay,
All right,
question.
what? Your next question. In the 1996 film The Rock, Stanley Goodspeed is a mega fan of what band which he purchased a vinyl of shipped to him at the beginning of the film?
Yeah, I'm going to need multiple choice on that.
I can do that. Is it A, the Rolling Stones, B, the Who, C, the Beatles, or D, Queen?
Rolling Stones?
I'm going to say The Who.
That is incorrect. James, I'm going to give you the option to steal, but first, the question and the multiple choice options once again. In the 1996 film The Rock, Stanley Goodspeed is a mega fan of what band which he purchased a vinyl of at the beginning of the film? Is it A, the Rolling Stones, B, the Who, C, the Beatles, or D, Queen?
The Beatles.
It's been a hard day's night, and James White is now working his way to another point, Christian. That's correct.
Way to go, James.
We still there by
Still, buddy, yeah. Good job.
Next question.
All right, William, back to you for 2 points, potentially. In what 1990s sci-fi action film will you find 2 warring factions, the Gorgonites and the Commando Elite?
Small Soldiers.
2 points for William. He's back on the right track, Christian.
That is correct. Here's the next question.
All right, this is your final one in the category of action/adventure. And a query. William, what is the title of the 4th film in the Resident Evil franchise?
Resident Evil Afterlife.
I don't know how he knew it, Christian, but he knew it. 2 more points for William as we headed to round 3.
The former champion. That's how he did it, Mark. So we have ourselves a 16 of 14 game William Bibbiani. 2 points. James White, though, massive steal, picks up one of those points that he lost in the previous round. So now we bring back both the managers and we read the rules of round number 3. Mark, how's it go?
The rules of round number 3 are as follows. This is the round that will determine the match, unless we go to sudden death overtime, which, given the nature of these 2 competitors, Christian, a distinct possibility. In round number 3, we need a series of numbers from each competitor. We need 3 numbers in total from each of you. They may not be the same numbers as your opponent. They can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different quarter of movie trivia Schmoedown goodness. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. Your last one, and I do think we'll make it that far, is worth 5 points. It could see you advancing in the tournament. So, William Bibbiani enjoys a 2-point lead. Now, remind William and James, there's no stealing in round number 3. There's no penalty for missing a question. Just give us your best attempt at an answer. William, because you have a 2-point lead, you're going to give us your 3 lucky numbers first. From 1 to 20, what do you got?
We'll take 20, 8, and 16.
28 and 16 for the Beast, and for James,
I'm going to take 2, 12, and 4.
12 and 4. All right, because William will be going second. Coy, 60 seconds to talk to William starting now.
Hi, Coy.
Hey, so I feel very good about how you're playing. I feel very good about your headspace, and I feel very good about us going into this third round. But I want you to remember, like, this Schmoedown's your baby. How are you feeling? Like, you having fun while we're in this?
Look, I've always had fun doing movie trivia. That's fine. Should I missed a question in round 2. Should I panic, or what do you think I should do?
I always err on the side of not panicking in life, but it was also
Okay,
one of
noted.
those questions that, like, I could see the panic taking place, but you didn't panic because your next 2 questions you just hook, line, and sinkered. So there was no panic in your eyes, nor will there be. I feel
I
good.
just feel like if I was down, I'd be panicking. But I'm good. I'm feeling strong. So let's just soldier on and let's finish this thing. And who knows? Maybe I'll win.
All right.
Okay, I like it.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to Kate. Kate, 60 seconds to talk to James starting now.
All right, James, you're doing awesome. I mean, unbelievably awesome. I just could not be prouder of you. This is, it's game time now. But listen, remember last game you had a perfect third round. Boom. Guess what? I'm not scared. Okay? You're doing great, buddy. How you feel?
Feeling good. Shouldn't have missed that fear and loathing question. I overthought it. Thought it was a trick question.
Well, and I should have
Right, yeah.
challenged the fact that his tiger answered it, but I didn't. I'm sorry. I
It's all
failed
good.
you on that.
It's all good. Let's get these 3 questions here in round 3 and come out of here with a win. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it, buddy.
James, you chose the category. That would be number 2 of movie release dates. Saving Private Ryan and Shakespeare in Love battled for Best
1998.
Picture and were both released in what year to qualify for the Oscars?
1998.
1998.
Correct for 2 points, and James White ties up the game. Bounce back to William Bibbiani.
Way
Mark
to go, James.
goes category 20. Category 20 for William.
Yes, he did, and Barry Sanders' number corresponds to the wild, wacky world of the Oscars. The Oscars and movies they are in. So, William, for 2 points, your question.
Yeah.
To regain the lead.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve has been nominated for Best Director once. For what film?
Sicario?
Arrival.
William Bibbiani, the Beast, back on top, Christian.
Bibbiani playing very, very solid right now. And now we get to James White. James chose category number 12. That is the 2010s, and from 2010 to 2019. And here is your question, my friend. 3-pointer. What is the name of Matthew McConaughey's character name in the film Mud?
Yeah. I have not seen that movie.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll say mud.
It's correct. That is correct. That is correct.
Oh my God, that's a 3-pointer. That is.
It is a tricky question, is what it was meant to do, and it did exactly that. So, here is the 3-pointer by William Bibbiani was category 8, Mark. Category 8.
Yes, it was, Christian, and Steve Young's number corresponds to Angelina Jolie movies.
Oh, she screwed me before. Angelina!
It's an interesting fun fact. Your question for 3 points. William, in what 1995 film does Angelina Jolie's character use the online alias Acid Burn?
Hackers.
Christian, William Bibbiani, he's still standing, and he's back on top.
Yeah, they're trading back and forth, these two, and I think, and again, I got to applaud the writers here because I think both 3-pointers were equally fun. So there you go. So equally fun. So here is the next question here, and this is James White's 5. If James hits it, he forces it back to William Bibbiani. If he misses it, William Bibbiani will go on to the next round. All right, so James, you chose category number 4. Category number 4, James, that is in the realm of Disney movies. Disney movies. All right, here is your 5. In the film Tarzan, what animal do the elephants originally think that Tarzan is? Five, 4, 3, 2. Repeat. Second one. Second one. In the film Tarzan, what animal do the elephants originally think Tarzan is?
A mongoose.
It's got one repeat left, Christian.
5, 4, 3, 2. Repeat. Last one. In Tarzan, what animal do the elephants originally think that Tarzan is?
Bibbiani.
5, 4, 3. A gorilla. And your winner, advancing to the next round, William the Beast Bibbiani. The answer was piranha.
That's a weird question. We did it, Shere Khan.
Piranha is the answer. So, William, I've done it. And against a very game James White. James, great match. Gonna put you in the waiting room here. Gonna bring back Coit, big 3 points. He did it. He had to fight for it, but he did it, and he played brilliantly, picking up smart. Look, there were some pulls in there that said, well, this is why he's as good as he is. He's able, you know what it is, and I'll ask William the same thing, but watching a pro like this, and you can see he knows the game. You can see he understands how to play the game, and I think that lesser experienced players might have panicked, might have not known what to do, but he kind of stayed in the pocket. So did you guys talk about that going into this match, Coy?
We actually talked a fair amount about like what we wanted out of the feeling of each match, like each round. We talked about how we wanted to feel going into this game, and I really feel like Bibbs, it was wonderful to see this was his first digital match, so it was really interesting to watch the notes kind of percolate in his mind and watch all of our conversations take place in real time and having the moments in between, like having these little powwows, and I felt like I was right there with him on the podium. I was still standing right next to him. I should have been standing, sorry, Bibbs, but it felt really, really good compared to our notes. This played exactly like we trained for. This was almost like color by numbers for how we trained. And I gotta say, while I got a moment, James White played incredibly today. I'm so, I want to tip my hat to that man. That was a powerhouse match.
Yeah, William, you are known for your powerhouse intros that provide a flourish in the studio. Everybody comes in to watch, and the fans love you for it. You weren't able to really have a huge fancy intro today because this is done virtually. So did that throw you off at all? Did you not have that big adrenaline rush, and were you lacking that, and how did you compensate for it?
That's actually a really good question, because it's one of the ways that I keep myself calm before a match is that I focus on some ancillary part of it, so I'm not like second guessing my knowledge the whole time. And so having like this other kind of art project to do as I enter a match is not only fun and not only I hope entertaining, but also really good for me. So I had to come up with another way to do that. And I had some ideas, but you know, we're in quarantine. I'm really not financially great right now, so like I couldn't afford to like buy anything. So I had to basically focus on what can I do that would be creative and fun. And so I decided to put more of that energy into my promo. And I finally got to include my cats in the show. You know, I've seen like various competitors have brought in their dogs, and I've even actually talked to some competitors about doing intros with their dogs that I had a fun idea for. But you know, you can't really bring in a cat. You know, it's not a good environment for a cat. It's not safe for a cat. So this way I finally got to give my cats a bit of the time in the limelight, and feeling like a good cat dad has sort of filled me with a lot of joy and kept me from getting nervous, because let's be honest here, it's been, there was an exhibition match. That's a totally different vibe. I haven't played the Schmoedown in about 8 months, as of when this episode is up, so this could have been real bad for me. I think if I had lost this, I might have been really demoralized, and I really was worried about James White. His last match was solid, but, we've seen stronger debuts, but I knew that here's someone who is clearly familiar with the game, has done their research, is really, really good at it, and he showed that here today. Like, his performance here today would win, I think, the majority of singles matches. I just was able to hang in there, get a slight point advantage, and keep it, and that's what it boiled down to. It was a really close, tight match, and James White took me to the limit, and I am incredibly impressed by him, and I can't wait to see where he goes, if he joins a team, if he, I think next season is going to be even better for him, because, the season threw us all for a loop, and we're all waiting to see what James White can do, and he showed he can do great, and I can't wait to see what else he does.
This was a number 2 draft pick game. Like, this was incredible from both, and I was just so impressed, and I admittedly was watching as a fan and as a manager, and it was really nice to just be totally immersed in a match.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great to see. All right, William, so now you see yourself in round number 2, and you will be going up against the rookie phenom, the Barbarian from the Finstock Exchange. Look, a lot of people have compared the Barbarian to yourself as how he studies, how he competes. His knowledge is pretty uncanny, and he represents the Finstock Exchange. So how do you feel going into this match against the Barbarian?
Yeah, thanks for putting me in an easy corner of the bracket, Christian. This is great. Here's my thing about the Barbarian. I've seen his matches. I've talked to him in person back before we all had to isolate, and I have a ton of respect for that guy. He knows so much about movies, and he is one of the most formidable threats I could face in the entire tournament. Like, I feel like he's the kind of person you face, like, at the end of a tournament. He's the, the Shao Kahn of the Schmoedown combat too. Like, he's really, really talented. So I'm going to take it real, real seriously. I'm going to be studying my butt off. I respect that he also brings his pets into the match. I think that's a really great strategy, a really great way to humanize someone who otherwise is just sort of cleaving people in two with a halberd. So, I think he's a well-rounded opponent in a variety of ways.
Well, and William, the other thing I wanted to ask is that when it comes to Barbarian, this is the Finstock Exchange. You have had your fair share of history with people inside of the Finstock Exchange. Obviously, your noted feud with John Roca, your struggles, if you will, with Dan Merle, and other people inside of that. Obviously, you've been on the other side of the manage where Finstock has been managing. So is it always like an added bit of, a inspiration or an annoyance when you have to play the Finstock Exchange?
No, I'm past that. I don't actually care. Like, I want to win points for my faction. Whoever I win points over, whether it's the Finstock Exchange or the Den or the Rockers, whoever, that's not really my concern right now. If they want to keep holding grudges, they're more than welcome to. That's their thing. I'm not there. I'm not there as a competitor. I'm not there as a person. When it comes to the Finstock Exchange, I've had my losses and I've had my wins. I've beaten Roca more times than he's beaten me, but it's gone back and forth. I respect them as competitors. So I respect the Barbarian as a competitor. I know he's having a rookie season, and the IG tournament didn't quite go his way, but it was a very respectable showing, and singles is not IG. It's a different game. So we're just going to see how it goes. I was impressed by how he did in his match against Whitney Seibold, and I look forward to avenging, if not my faction mate, then at the very least my podcast co-host.
All right, well, thank you to both Coy and William. William, congratulations on a very, very strategic and very smart game here today, as William Bibbiani sees himself advancing to the next round, and the Mercs pick up another 3 big points. Massive for the Mercs right now. They have Perry Nemiroff, William Bibbiani, and the Kid all in all in the running right now. So, guys, thank you, and we'll see you in the next round.
Stay quirky.
Oh, Bye-bye. All right, so let's see. And then we will now bring back Grace Hancock, Kate, and James White. James, I got to start here with you, my man. This was, you can't, obviously a loss is always a bummer, but I think you got to be feeling good because the final score is 21-19. You had a 5-pointer against the former singles champion of the world. Feeling pretty good about the match?
I feel much better with my round one performance, obviously. I showed that was a fluke, my last match, and that is not indicative of my game. And I'm kicking myself in round two. Absolutely kicking myself with that fear and loathing question. I just overthought it. I thought it was the other movie that they were talking about. So yeah, I'm just really mad about that. But I'm glad that those 2 points there that I didn't get didn't end up biting me because I didn't get the 5. That was a really tough Disney question. So I'm okay with not knowing the answer to that, and I'm proud of myself for being able to take Bibbiani all the way down to the wire. Losing to a former champ of his caliber by 2 points, I can't be ashamed.
Yeah, James White did show a lot today, Kate and Grace, his managers, and he's had quite an adventure as far as bouncing around in the Schmoedown, now landing at the Den. How hard is the Den going to fight to keep James White, not just the rest of this season, but in seasons beyond? How much do you want this guy to be a part of the squad?
Well, I'll handle that. First of all, I am curious to see if Bibbs and Coy could come up with a couple more examples of comic book guys having to face themselves. But I'm glad we've moved on from that. I would say that, here's the thing. I actually feel, I know this is going to be a little counterintuitive, but stay with me, guys. I'm actually happier with this loss than I was with his prior win. Because you guys are now seeing the James White we know and love and are confident in. So, Jordan was drafted in '84. When was his first championship? You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm gonna keep my claws in this guy. No question. Don't anyone take him. That's all.
Well, Grace, I have to ask because, the Quirky Mercs, as you saw, you guys defeated them before as Tom beat Franco, but this time they take the victory here, and now you guys are starting to wear thin on competitors going into the next round. So are you a little nervous as we start to weed out some of your peeps?
Christian, you're always just such a sweet, friendly presence here in the Schmoedown, and I appreciate you never singling me out and never being very, very biased in all of your commentating. I've always really loved that about you. No, I have to say, William Bibbiani is a beast on, out, all around, all the time. So for him to have something be this neck and neck is incredibly impressive. And like Kate said, we told him to hold back last time. So we're happy that everybody's seeing how good he is. And no, as I always say, we are never nervous.
Fair enough. Look, this was a tough match, but James, I have to agree here that this was something that you absolutely should be proud of. This was a fight, and William Bibbiani is a legend in the game for a reason. And I'm sure next season will definitely be a much brighter year for the Wizard, who goes 1-1 with the final score here, ladies and gentlemen, of 21-19. William Bibbiani taking the win from a very game James White. So thank you to James, thank you to Kate, and Grace, we'll see you sometime, right?
Always.
Okay, see ya. All right, unbelievable here with these three. I'm getting extra security at my house. So, as we wrap this up, William Bibbiani does it, and the Quirky Mercs, Mark, already in this tournament, have picked up 12 massive points. Wins by the Beast, wins by Perry Nemiroff, and wins by the Kid. 9 points. 9 big points for the Mercs right now.
Yeah, maybe a little surprising to us at the announcing booth, and it may even be a surprise to a lot of fans who maybe didn't have a Quirky Merc running the table in this tournament. But Christian, you can see the confidence in Coy and everybody he manages that this is not coming as a surprise to him. I think he knew what he had in his stable, and now those fruits are starting to bear themselves. So making a run towards Manager of the Year, hey, who knows? I know that everybody in the Mercs is just focused on getting to the next round. We got some Sweet 16 appearances now. Who's going to make it to the Elite Eight?
So much to happen, and the next match is tomorrow. Massive, big first round match. we see another former champion, Prime Time, Paul Oyama, who you've been seeing in the teams division, will now be going back to the singles division where he made a name for himself against the new rookie, Lady Justice, Marisol McKee. They are going to face off tomorrow. And don't forget about this weekend. That's right, Friday. Big match on Friday. The champion, Dangerous Dan Murrell, coming off a massive defense against Ethan Irwin, will face Ben Bateman once again. Part 2, Atlanta all over again. So, get your tickets now at the Schmoedownlive.com or become a $10 patron today at patreon.com/Schmoedown.
Scintillating matchup for sure, Christian. And as Harloff pointed out to everybody, if you're a $10 patron, you're going to get that match, or you can check it out selectively on pay-per-view. A whole lot of fun stuff coming down the pipe here at the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You can digest us in podcast format, Apple Podcasts, like review, all that good stuff. And Christian, because we leave no trivia question unanswered here, Michael Jordan won his first championship with the Bulls in 1991, but he actually won in Carolina as a freshman in 1982.
1900s, that's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again. What a tournament it has been, and we're only in the first round. So much. This is a massive Ultimate Schmoedown, the biggest one we ever had, and all we want from you guys are throw in those comments, click some likes, tell us what you think of the match. Let's see if we can get today's match to 500 comments. I challenge you to see if you can do it and click that like button. For Mark Arliss?
Sure.
I'm
Maybe
Christian.
you stop correcting me about Pike versus Pipe and just get my name right.
I'm Christian Harlock, and we'll see you next time.
Well, Bibbiani came out with a big win. Although I will say, James's 5, a little bit flawed. To my knowledge, a piranha is not an animal. It's a fish. I personally, if I was in that match, I would have challenged that. But that's just me. But great win by Bibbs. He moves on. And next he faces the Barbarian, who has quickly become one of my favorite competitors. Craig is incredible. Such a nice guy. So I can't wait for that. But yeah, this was a great match between two great competitors. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, ChrisWoodburn83, Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.